Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. Wanted to share with you the cabinet meeting with the president that recently had taken place and the comments from the VA Secretary, Doug Collins. Wanted to share this with you here today, kind of talk about it, see what sort of ideas we can get on the direction and the continued momentum of the VA and what sort of impacts we may feel as veterans. So with that, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. Every thumbs up, every minute watched really does help, and I do appreciate your support very much. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and bring this up, and we'll go ahead and watch it, and I'd love to see your comments, and we'll go from there. All right, let's hit play and listen along.
Please.
Yeah. Well, Mr. President, I feel like, as everybody here has talked about how great working with this team is and all, but I do feel a special need that you've given me the privilege of working with the best of America. I get to take care of the veterans. I get to take care of the veterans who Labor Day really finds its roots in, if you think about it. We wouldn't have Labor Day if it wasn't for men and women who would leave their jobs and go fight this nation's battles to keep us free and independent so that they would have jobs to come home to. And over the past few years, they've been coming home to many times a government that was keeping them back, holding them back, taxing them, regulating them. And now we have veterans who represent the bill, the big, beautiful bill, they're the beneficiaries of. And I get to see them all the time because they're receiving the benefit because they see the jobs, they see the care that they're being given. And these veterans can look at their country with pride, knowing that we're taking care of them, just like you told me to do. When your only statement you said to me, I asked you what to do, you said, go take care of my veterans. Well, that's what we're doing. One of the other things we're doing right now is, for many of you, I love to hear how you're deregulating everything, and I've worked from Congress and worked with many of you before. I get to do the same thing with the largest bureaucratic organization in the government. We're deregulating from the inside. And it's amazing to me because we have such a powerful workforce at the VA who really want to do good, but yet they kept tripping themselves up. They kept making their own, they'd take one step forward and put a regulation in that put them 3 steps back, and it always hurt our veterans at the end. We're taking that away. We're making community care again, Mr. President. We talked about this yesterday. We're making community care a part of our direct care system. So if a veteran wants to get into the community, they have our direct care, and they also have the ability to go into the community. Something that the previous administration decided they wanted to keep everybody inside because they thought it was a fiefdom they were building. I'm telling you, we're not building a fiefdom at the VA. We're trying to take care of a service organization that takes care of veterans. So how do we do that? We made best medical interest where a doctor can send a veteran to the community a lot quicker without having to worry about miles and time logged and wait times. Just get them the help they need. We've actually expanded out, and it's made a difference in this regulation, and also unleashed a workforce that is now free of the collective bargaining agreements and other things that have kept them from being able to do the job of national security that they've been intended to. I'm actually giving them the benefit of the doubt to actually go be the workers that they're called to be, and that's what Labor Day is about. The VA is going to have the best workers. But just to let you know how that's working out, wait times at our hospital are going down because we're getting them into our hospitals or into community care. And then one for you, Mr. President, you heard about this a lot, and that was backlogs. At the backlog, when I first came in, I've said this before, in February, we had over 260,000 backlog. That means over 125 days of not getting an answer. In just a little over 4.5 months, we've dropped that over 100,000. We're under 150 and heading down to historic lows. We'll be within the next month lower than any time under the previous administration at all. That means our veterans are getting the help they need. So when you look at it this way, we've opened new facilities. We've put new facilities in places where workers can get to. We've expanded out hours, over 1 million extra hours, so veterans, younger veterans in particular, can get off of work and bring themselves and get their appointments in after hours on Saturdays. That's what it means to be in the Trump administration. That's what it means to take care of veterans. That's what it means for Labor Day, because you can't forget the ones who fought for us to be on this table today. And it's all because of what you've done and the progress that we've made.
Well, you've done a tremendous job, and I hear it all the time. We have a 93% approval rating at the VA now. And you know what it was before? It was like horrible. So thank you very much.
All right, so that was a brief clip here from the cabinet meeting directly, and I just wanted to share that with you. Now, the 3 things that are kind of coming out of that, in my opinion, that we hear are community care, the backlog, and the unions, the union dismantling within the VA. So I wanted to talk on that here really briefly with you, and I'd love to get your comments on these 3 things. So these were the 3 major kind of the three-pronged response or comments from the secretary in that quick go around. There was obviously more stuff, but I wanted to touch on this one because it did touch on those three things. So community care is undoubtedly getting better than what it had been. And what I mean by that is, look, your community care is going to be provided by a doctor in the community. So I'm not saying that the care from that specific doctor's better. What I'm saying is that your ability to access community care has undoubtedly gotten better. Two things have changed in the last, 6 months. One is the administration, the secretary, has removed the need for multiple approvals to get community care. That's important. Now it can be approved at your doctor's level. So you speak with your doctor, you guys decide that community care is the right move for you. That's your approver right there. You're speaking to the person that can approve it. The other thing they've done is they've expanded the eligibility period for community care for upward of 30 different types of conditions or needs. So it used to be you would get approved for community care and it would take multiple layers to get approved. Then it was only approved for a condensed period of time. Then you had to get reapproved to continue care for that specific condition. They've now expanded that out to a 1-year period instead of a 6-month period or a 3-month period. So now you can get an approval faster and that approval lasts longer. Those are two important things for community care. Now, whether you believe in expanding community care or not, I think is not really relevant in this conversation because it is a tool in the healthcare aspects of the VA. A lot of vets have direct ability with the VA and with clinics and so forth, but some out there are either bedridden, have to rely on others to get them to and from appointments. It's a cumbersome process, and maybe just the time frame to get to a facility, a VA facility to provide those services might be exorbitant. So having a community care option is beneficial for a lot of veterans in the U.S. So that's one thing. The next thing I'm going to touch on is the backlog, and then we'll touch on the unions. So the backlog, yes, the Veterans Affairs claims backlog has significantly been reduced with a report of 37% decrease since January 2025 and a 74% decrease since Trump's inauguration in January of 2025, reaching a milestone of processing over 2.5 million claims in fiscal year 2025 before the year's end. The VA has also seen a drop in average wait times and has made several organizational changes to improve efficiency. So the question that everybody has is, okay, well, if you're faster deciding claims, what's the approval versus denial rating? Is that changed? Because that could be not a good thing. So it's going to be curious to see what that looks like. A few bullet points here, and then we'll jump over to the union aspects. So it says here, key achievements and statistics, record claim processing. The VA processed a record-breaking 2.524 million disability claims in fiscal year 2025, surpassing the previous year's total. Backlog reduction. The claims backlog has been reduced by more than 37% since the start of the year. Increased speed. Claims are being processed faster, with the average wait time decreasing from 141.5 days to 131.8 days between January and June of 2025. So that's about a 10-day difference on average. Monthly processing. The VA processed over 300,000 claims in July of 2025, marking the first time this milestone was achieved in a single month. And again, processing denials and processing approvals both count as processed claims. So that's the question that everybody is kind of, well, not everybody. That's a question that a lot of folks are having right now is, are we seeing a difference in the approval versus denial rating, or is that still the same? We're just moving quicker on the decisions. So we'll see what we find out as we move along. Reasons for reduction: increased claims processing. The VA's ability to process a larger volume of claims is primarily a factor in reducing the backlog. Of course, focus on efficiency. The department has focused on results-driven strategies and implemented reforms to improve efficiency. And then obviously there's all those organizational changes, such as bringing more employees back into the office and accelerating the electronic health record system may have also contributed to the improved performance. Again, we'll see kind of as we move along if some stories come out on that. Moving over to the union aspects, here I pulled up some information as kind of just a reminder. There, for the VA and for veterans they serve, there are, I guess, two bullet points here, or snapshots on what sort of benefits are attributed to the elimination of the union stronghold within the VA. All right, so according to the VA, eliminating union contracts results in a significant financial savings and the redirection of resources that were previously spent on union activities. Here's the two bullet points, and we'll go through those. So, reduced union time. In 2024, the VA estimated that nearly 2,000 employees spent approximately 750,000 hours on union-related work while being paid with federal funds, costing almost $40 million. Following the termination of the union contracts in August of 2025, the VA announced that these workers would return to their full-time positions, redirecting those labor hours toward veteran care. That's one. The second benefit to eliminating the union within the VA is reclaimed real estate and equipment. The VA has reclaimed over 180,000 square feet, 180,000 square feet of office space and more than 2,000 pieces of IT equipment that were previously provided to unions for free. This is expected to save millions of dollars and will be repurposed for veteran services. So there's a few different aspects here that we're looking at. Again, the three kind of, I guess, things that the VA secretary had brought up: community care, the reducing of the backlog, and the elimination of the unions. I would love to hear your comments. Please put them in. With that, I will end it here. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you very much. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.